A British bulldog, wheezing and snorting, lazily makes his way onto a metal plate. Thomas Edison gives a nod. Suddenly, 330 volts of electricity jolt through the bulldog's body. The bulldog violently convulses before eventually laying still. Edison orders his team to tell the media that Tesla was behind the murder. What happened between Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla still impacts both you and me today. This was only the start of what would be the most iconic rivalry in scientific history. But how did we even get to this stage? One day, as Edison stood around waiting during his shift at the railroad, Edison looked up to see one of the freight cars approaching fast. Edison glanced and saw a tiny 2-year-old boy playing on the tracks. With the runaway freight car heading right for the kid, Edison dashed onto the track, rescuing the 2-year-old, and Edison escaped with only minor injuries. The father of the baby was indebted to the 15-year-old Thomas Edison. They eventually came to an agreement where Edison would learn about the telegraph and the Moore system from the man. Falling in love with the Moore system, Edison realized that he could combine his passion for business and technology to change the world. But Edison's big breakthrough came in 1874, where he invented the enhanced telegraph, allowing for 4 messages to be sent simultaneously across one wire. He sold it to Western Union for today's value of $240,000 US. And in the space of 2 years, Edison's relentless approach to trial and error saw him invent the phonograph, the carbon transmitter, and most famously, the incandescent light bulb. Edison's desire to change the world was growing more and more, and he wasn't going to stop until his grand plan was executed. Edison wanted to go even bigger, to distribute electricity to the entire United States. Edison's idea was to use direct current to do so, which involves transmitting electricity in one direction. However, his direct current system kept losing voltage the further it travelled. So Edison turns to a newly hired engineer by the name of Nikola Tesla to help him fix his direct current system. Edison would offer Nikola Tesla $50,000 US if he could fix his direct current system. Now this is how the war between Edison and Tesla started. Because a direct current system would flow in one direction, Tesla highlighted that Edison's system was flawed. He would need a power plant every mile or so just to keep the voltage consistent. He proposed an entirely new solution to distribute electricity: alternating current. Alternating current would mean the direction of electricity would flow back and forth up to 60 times per second. And unlike Edison's direct current system, alternating current could use transformers. This would mean electricity could travel hundreds of miles without losing any voltage. Edison was furious with Tesla. Edison didn't want to lose any royalties he would receive from direct current patents he held, where Edison would earn money for the use of his technology. Edison felt that Tesla hadn't actually enhanced his current system, rather just thrown a spanner in the works. As a result, Edison refused to pay Tesla the $50,000 agreed upon. Devastated and betrayed, Tesla joined Edison's rival company, Westinghouse. And what happened next would blow your mind. Edison became paranoid that the alternating current system, now being used by Westinghouse, would beat his direct current system to market dominance. He wasn't going to let anyone get in the way of his success. Edison realized a smear campaign could help him defeat Tesla and Westinghouse by showing the world how dangerous alternating currents were. So he would get children to round up cats and dogs and would then electrocute them using an alternating current. But that wasn't enough. Edison wanted to make an even bigger statement. Stolen letters reveal that Thomas Edison secretly financed the electric chair to execute criminals. Edison authorized that alternating current had to be used for the electric chair, and in 1890, William Kemmler became the first man to be executed by the electric chair. With a voltage not correctly configured, William received an initial electric charge that lasted an agonizing 17 seconds. At the hands of Thomas Edison, a man experienced an excruciating death. The boy that once sacrificed his own life to save a 2-year-old child was long gone. Westinghouse's technology proved better than Edison's, and Westinghouse became the preferred option to light up the first all-electric fair in Chicago with almost 30 million people in attendance. USA and soon the rest of the world would prefer alternating current to direct current for powering homes and businesses. Edison had lost in what is now called the War of the Currents. Tesla's name is revered and is behind the brand of one of the most revolutionary companies of the 21st century, where Tesla's invention of the alternating current motor powers Tesla cars today. Edison had transformed from a curious genius into a man who barbarically oversaw the execution of cats, dogs, and eventually human, all just to win. Edison's determination to focus all his efforts on destroying the reputation of his competitors ultimately destroyed how his reputation stands today.